Going for the final push on the mighty Panda. It's been sat around here for quite a few years now. Everything is done. Suspension, brakes. I've gone through everything. New hubs, new wheel bearings, new timing belt, new water pump, spark plugs. We fit electronic ignition, new downpipe, new middle section. I cleaned up the rear silencer because that was still quite a good one. Chucked a coat of galvanised paint on it. After doing all the brakes, we keep losing the brake pedal. Once it's parked up for a little bit, the pedal just goes. There's no leaks anywhere on the car, except that it's a bit damp under the master cylinder. So, got to pull the master cylinder off. That looks fairly cheap as a part because it doesn't. It just comes as the master cylinder. The reservoir doesn't come with it, according to AutoDoc, and it's only about €20. But of course, there's a choice of two, and I can't see what it is until I get it off. So that's going to be today's little thing. And then, obviously, Tina wants to tidy up the interior. We've got some seat covers to put on the seats. I know, like people say, oh, you can't polish a turd. Well, you can roll it in glitter. The car is solid. There's some surface rust on the door the other side. It has been painted, but it's not a bad job, really. There's a couple of little runs in it here and there. Underneath, it's solid. There's no corrosion. Now, if this Fiat Panda was in the UK, it would be as rotten as a pear. This is a 1987 Fiat Panda 1000 4x4. That's right. The 4x4 system on these was made by Steyr-Puch, or Puch. So normal drive, you're just in two-wheel drive. When you want four-wheel drive, you just pull the lever up and it engages the rear axle. It's just like a power takeoff on the back of the gearbox. Gearbox is a bit noisy when we started it up. I've noticed that because I drained the oil out, put new drive shaft gaiters on it because that was leaking. They got these really stupid ones on the front here, on the gearbox end, and it's just like a sliding fit up and down the drive shaft, and there's a few different sizes. I think the first one I put on was the wrong size and it pissed all its oil out. So this one doesn't leak, but I put the correct oil for the gearbox and it's in half rumbling. So I think somebody's put some thicker oil in it before. So I'm gonna have a look because I have seen a lot of people say they just put engine oil in the gearbox on these. So yeah, once we get these brakes sorted, the last thing to do is the dash. Some of the lights weren't working in the dash, in the cluster. So I thought, right, I'll just take it off, put new bulbs throughout. So I'll put new bulbs throughout, put it all back in. Now, the lights that were working, some of those aren't working, but some of them that weren't working are now. So it sort of had a bit of a swap round in there for somehow. I'm not quite sure how it's happened. But some lights, I say, that were working are not anymore. It's just things that I think for the control technique, like the main beam warning light, the indicator flashing light. There is an audible click, but I don't know if they need a light showing on the dash. And the handbrake light. There is a light for the when you put it in four-wheel drive, but I think the switch is all seized up underneath, and I think it's not been disconnected, but I think they took the bulb out because when you pull the four-wheel drive into it, the red light should come on, tell you you're in four-wheel drive. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get this master cylinder off. It's a case of get this reservoir off, and then I can get to the brake pipes, which are conveniently placed underneath. Now you've got one brake pipe there, and the other one, well, there's two, and they're tucked right underneath there, which you can't get to. So this just apparently pushes into the masters. That's the master cylinder there. That's your brake servo. That's your master cylinder. So when you put your foot on the pedal, the rod comes through, pushes on that. That just pushes into the master cylinder with some rubber bungs. So I'm going to see if I can lever that off, and then we can get to the pipes and then unbolt it off the servo, and it should just slide out. Now I say it should, that's all in theory. So yeah. Anyway, I won't film that because I'll probably be doing a bit of swearing and cursing, but and then if I break something, I'll be swearing and cursing even more. And you won't want to be hearing all that, will you? Anyway, I'll see what I can do, and then I'll get back to you. Yeah, it's all off. Original brake lines. Come undone, piece of cake. Over on the bench, I've got the reservoir off, and you'll see it's I can only get into a certain part of it. There's like compartments inside, and you can't get to that half, and it's got a lot of shite in there. So I managed to clean that. Well, there's still a bit of crap in there. That just pushes into the master cylinder, and that master cylinder is here. So you see those big rubber grommets, that's what your reservoir pushes into, and that's where your brake pipes go. Obviously, when you put your foot on the pedal, it pushes the plunger in there, gives you brakes. I was a bit concerned about the brake pipes snapping off. If you remember, we changed the subframe on my dad's BMW. Original brake pipes that were steel brake pipes, but plastic coated. Of course, water gets inside the plastic coating and corrodes the pipes. I assume these are, well, they look like they're painted by something. Come undone straight away. Result. Of course, I had a bit of a job getting that reservoir off. It's just pushed into some grommets on the thing. Of course, I didn't want to break it. But I will see how much a new one is. If they're not too expensive, we'll just put new on. And then you're not introducing more shite to the brake system, because then obviously we'll bleed all the brakes out again, and it'll be fresh fluid, and you can't really tell on that. But when I looked in, it was a lot of black shite in the bottom of it. I've tried cleaning it out as best I can, but they've got like little compartments inside the thing, so you can see which bit I've managed to clean. Obviously, there's a little bit of residue in the bottom there. I need to rub it out with some tissue, but the rest of it I can't get to because there's only one hole at the top. So if they're not expensive, I'll order one. If they're going to be a bit pricey, because I don't want to keep spending too much money on this car. The aim of this now is to get it to a point where we can sell it, because the Hobbit can't drive it. The steering's too heavy for her, obviously with her issues. But yeah, it's a fantastic car. It's somebody a great first car. You know, 1000cc, 50 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. It's got the wrong wheels on it. I think my cousin said that they are Cinquecento wheels. It's got decent tyres all round. It would make someone a cracking first car. Oh, there's Posty. Anyway, so I don't do these as how-to videos anymore. It's there's a lot of effort goes into doing like how-to videos. For very little reward. As I said, I don't normally do it for that kind of thing, but Panda videos don't get a lot of views. So it's just a little update. So the Panda is back in the garage. I will organise some parts. You might have caught a glimpse of this stuff. I have mentioned this in other videos. Some wheel oil to all those English speakers. So that's for the diff, front diff, rear diff. The front diff takes a little bit less. I think that's 0.8 of a litre, and the rear diff takes like 1.1 or something. So 2 litres should cover it. Transfer case. And on the L322, the transfer case takes a specific oil, and you must put the specific oil in it. This one is transfer fluid DTF.1. Now, it does actually say on it that it is approved for Land Rover, and I did check all the numbers of what oil was suitable for the transfer case on our particular Range Rover, and this is the right stuff. So there. As I said, the car is on about 149,000 kilometres now, so it's probably due to get the oils changed. We've done the gearbox service. Sam did all that for us when he was here. I did the oil and filter change before we went away in June, so that's that done for a while. I probably will do that once a year, even though we don't do that many miles in it. It keeps it nice, doesn't it? But yeah, get all the axle oils and the transfer case oil done. That'd be nice. I also ordered these. I don't know if you can see that. BMW screws. I think they're the right size for the map sensors. If you remember back to the video I did on the map sensor being loose, the restricted performance, whether that's cured it or not, I don't know. The trouble is, it only does the fault when you get above 2,000 meters, and there's nowhere around here that I can get over 2,000 meters. So until we go away again, but even after we're going to the other side of Spain, so, and I don't know if the mountains or hills, when does a hill become a mountain? There was a film about that. Bloke went up a hill, came down a mountain. Yeah, so all I can do is put that screw on, because I just put a load of washers on it, one of those technical bodges, which normally, in my case, would end up being a permanent bodge. But I saw these on online. If they fit, I'll put a link in the description when I do the job. But I think I got these off Temu. No, I didn't. They was on Autodoc. Temu. Who buys stuff like that off Temu? Yeah, I got all the oils, and these were on Autodoc. You had to buy 5 of them, so yeah, I've got 5. Anyway, that's going to be it for this little update. Panda is back in the garage. Hopefully we can get this master cylinder and all these brakes sorted out. I might look at changing oil in the gearbox again, just for something a bit thicker. And yeah, after that, it's just this bloody dash and Italian cars and electrics. Oh my God. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.